us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Move it up. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jealous. Something done the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause na time bomb. We go soon explode. Revolution they come up. It's very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear. Oh, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Move it up. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jealous. Something done the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause na time bomb. We go soon explode. Revolution they come up. It's very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear. Oh, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Move it up. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jealous. Something done the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause na time bomb. We go soon explode. Revolution they come up. It's very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up.
Onye ngom na Chineke na nke igwe biko dịka isi we napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt gotu wewezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbe ekwensu bụ zu nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere anyị wee na-aja gị mma na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị wee nye gị nsọpụrụ ụtọ na-eji ama mgbe niile n'ihi na anyị nweghị ichi ọzọ ewezuga gị anyị nwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nsọmụkwụ anyị niile ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị refe nwanyị bụ isi ala nye ka iwe napụta ndị gị na ọ bụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye ofe na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile kakasisiwe baa ha ọnụ ha wee daa hapụ ikunye ọzọ. Obodo ekwensu bụ usu ala ọkwa n'iyi eze ebube dị ngọzi. Anya ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị na-asị na emeghị iche ọzọ egwezuga gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onwe onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị mmadụ onye ka a na-arịọ gị ise.
All right. Ndewo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, onye ndu n'onwe ya. Thank you very much. Thank you, Biafrans. Thank you for joining me tonight. Raphael Chamaka Jere here, Pastor Vam, the armor bearer of the Prime Minister, Biafra Republic Government in exile, and the truth sayer. I stand here, gidigbam, on the truth that have vindicated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the truth that have vindicated our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. I stand on that truth tonight, and I want to appreciate all Biafrans that are standing yet on this side of truth. Yes, today we heard from our Prime Minister, Odogu Mazi Simon Ekpa. We heard from him, and we are happy. Biafrans are happy. You know, over a centurion of Biafrans gathered together to hear from him. And then we celebrated the birthday of our beloved mommy, I don't know who, of which our Prime Minister also celebrated that birthday with her today. And yet still, the Afonja have been exposed again, and our Prime Minister have exposed to us today the name and the person behind all the appeal, all the lies, all the propaganda against him. The person that have been pushing the propaganda, her name was exposed today, and she happened to be an Afonja. Yes, Afonja is the name of that person. And when I heard the name, I went straight to Google and I picked it up, and here it is. Let me show you something so that you will know that it is not only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that Afonja is after. These Afonja, they are also going after our Prime Minister. When we were still talking about all those, what do you call them? All those the Efulefu, the DOS that went to say they want to, you know, they want to witness, they be witnesses. You know, those ones were just on the periphery. This person you are seeing here right now is an Afonja. It's an Afonja. Nekwa na afia. Nekwa na afia ba. Una na afia ndi makwụkwọ agụ. Una ahụrụ ya? Every time I know Jumo, but nekwa di Jumo here. Nekwa ya ba. Jumo. Dr. Ola Jumoke, Oyawu Jumo. No ahụrụ ya? Ola Jumoke, aha bụ Ayandele. Onya, onye unu na-afụ ihe a na international Sabo, international Afonja, oya bụ onye na-ebu afa PM na-aga na-asị niile na-asị, all the whole label, all the whole accusation, all the whole lies. Onye a na-epushi the narrative na-asị ndị Finland na ọ bụ eziokwu n'ihe niile a na-ekwu n'eziokwu nekwe ya ọja na-ebupụta everything na-asị niile juru ya n'ishi. But I'm going to call on Olajumoke Ayondele. Have you gone to Finland to tell them what is happening right now in Nigeria? Olajumoke Ayondele, I am asking you, have you gone to Finland to tell them what Tinubu and your APC government that you are working for, how they are genociding Christians in Nigeria? Have you told them? Have you told Finland how now bandits are using helicopter to go and kidnap people in Niger State? Have you told Finland? Olajumoke Ayondele, have you told Finland that bandits are coming on settlements in Nigeria with AK-47, AK-49, and rocket-prepared missile, and they go for negotiation with the government of Nigeria? Olajumoke Jumo Ayondele, have you told Finland that terrorists are actually having meeting and they're having a field day in Nigeria? They are on TikTok, on live TV. Hey, I don't need that. They're on TikTok, on live TV. Have you told Finland? Olajumoke Ayondele. This is the Afonja behind that. But you know what? Just like our PM is laughing at them, we need to laugh at them, because our PM have more than enough to show. And what our PM is requesting from you, as events are unfolding in your area, in Biafra land and all over the zoo, especially in Biafra land, please, 1 minute. Yes, I almost lost my line of thought there. PM need you to update your rep, update us with everything happening in your neighborhood, in Biafra land, events, live events and everything, because we know right now is the season when the zoo will be exposed completely. Now is the season. Now, this is a very known face, a very known person, but what I'm doing right now, I am asking this particular person you are seeing on this face here, please, as you are international, because when I was reading on Google, I saw international strategists and everything. Doctor, please, is it not going to be a thing of shame to you that right now your APC government are now recognized as a terrorist government? Terrorist. That your president is now accommodating people that are covering up for the Christian genocide. People like Reno Omokri. All those people that are covering up and saying there is no Christian genocide, they have a position, ambassadorial position. Reno Omokri, Femi Fani-Kayode, all these enablers of APC that have been very busy on Twitter, lying and with propaganda, even though United States of America have all the evidence. These people were lying from both sides of their mouth. Are you not ashamed today that this same APC you are representing and going to propagate lies and push narratives that are not true against an innocent man, whom, of course, obviously, you are going to see how every one of you will be put to shame? Are you not going to tell Finland today? Because nothing is happening outside of social media. Everything happening in Nigeria is being played on social media. Even the terrorists themselves are appearing on social media. Have you not told Finland how Nigerian courts sentenced an innocent man whom they claim committed a crime which they have no jurisdiction of? Yet they say they sentence him to life, whereas terrorists that have unalived people in a large scale, they gave that terrorist 20 years. And some of them, they are even promising them that they can be president in Nigeria. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Mrs. Jumo? Mrs. Jumo, I am going to do a special documentary, a special program to ask you very profound questions, because this one is just on the surface. We're going to go on Twitter and really engage and get you. I'm sure you must have a Twitter account. We'll get you. We'll engage. We'll engage you on Twitter. We are going to engage you on Twitter, and you are going to come and prove to us how that this APC government are worthy enough for you to go and defend on the international stage, whereas Nigerians are dying in mass. Mass graves are being opened and Nigerians are put inside of it. If anybody shows it and reveals it to the world, Nigerian government with their police will go after them and arrest them. The armies are being murdered by terrorists, ambushed. An army general was picked up like a chicken and unalived on live video. Have you told Finland of that one, Mrs. Jumo? Jumo International. Have you told them? There are many things now that are happening, of which if you do not tell them very soon, because we are backing up with all this evidence and we have them to bring before the appeal court in Finland. And by the time we begin to show them, you are going to be a disgrace, just like Nigeria that you represent. Because already the international community now know Nigeria as a disgraced country. Yes. Are you going to deny that Nigeria is not a disgraced country? Where everyone, nobody have hope anymore. People leave their home, they are no longer sure whether they will return back home. People are no longer traveling on the way. On the highway, people can no longer ply the highway, because come to the highway, you will see terrorists, bands of terrorists blocking the road with their gun, even playing their song and dancing makossa on the highway. Have you not updated Finland with that? Now, Nigeria, even though they were trying to deny everything, already we have American army now with their surveillance in Boronu, their surveillance everywhere. Is this Simon Ekpa that revealed it to them? Dr. Juma? You people are just a disgrace. Disgrace upon disgrace. That's what you are. Yoruba, Afonja, disgrace upon disgrace. How can it be that you, as young as you are, with all the future ahead of you, you are covering up for a terrorist country? So your children are going to grow up in a terrorist country. You are going to be working for a terrorist country. Are you not ashamed of that? Are you not ashamed of that? So how can you be doing all these things now that you are doing in supporting a terrorist country, a well-advanced terror? Other countries are advancing in technology, advancing in growth, advancing in economy, but Nigeria is advancing in terrorism. Have you not told them that the Sultan of Sokoto has given a new definition to jihad? But because I'm very sure that Finland understands what jihad means, and they are doing everything possible to avoid jihad coming to Finland. But Sultan of Sokoto that you are working for has given a different interpretation to jihad. He has given a sanctimonious name to jihad, even baptizing the group Boko Haram and being a spokesperson for them. Dr. Juma, that's all what I have for you for now. When we come back, we will address you again, but I want it to be on Twitter, because that's where we are going to hashtag you, we are going to tag you, and we're going to invite you for an open discussion and a debate. We want to engage you. Yes, we want to engage you. And Biafrans are equal to the task, and we are going to do that. We're going to engage you. We will engage you, Dr. Juma. And yes, you're a doctor. Some of us that are not even doctors, even a small baby knows now that Nigeria is a terrorist country. Even a small baby, they know that Nigeria is a terrorist country. Talk less of you, a doctor. A doctor. Yoruba people are speaking up against Nigeria. Yoruba people that are wise and smart. But look at you, with all your academics, with all your knowledge, with all your school, with all your certificates, you are working for a terrorist country. What a shame. You are working for a disgraced country. Don't you know that when you work for a disgraced country, you yourself will become a disgrace? Are you not aware that when you work for a disgraced country like Nigeria, you will also become a monumental disgrace? That's what you will become. So this is not to insult, this is just to bring critical analysis to you so that you will know that we are now aware. Because even though your name is not being called openly, but now we know who Jumo is. Is Jumo the doctor of Nigeria, a disgraced country. What a shame. Doctor of a terrorist APC government. What a shame. What a shame. Yeah, I really need to put my link this evening, because so that those that have sense can come in and make some comments. I really need to put my link, because we give Tuko Kajama the glory that today we did not have an AI, even though some noisemakers are busy talking up and down saying AI. You know, it is AI that told us today, Abi. So it's AI that told us that Jumo is Olajumoke. Aqua AI. There are so many people that God will punish, and when God is punishing them, when God is punishing them, He will not look back. At that day, if it is rain that God will use to punish them, that rain, nobody will be able to stop that rain. If it is sun that God will use to punish them, that day the sun will shine and it will roast, and nobody, nothing, even cloud will not come. That day that sun will shine to roast them up. That when the dragon, the PM of Biafran Republic government in exile, decides to talk to Biafrans, some evil soul will come out, and then, even though they know what happened, they will come out there and be deceiving some people. And I wonder who are those gullible people that will allow themselves to be so stupid and gullible, and they will sit down and listen, and then they'll be even calling and then, praising the devil. Your engagement with Satan, you are strengthening it the more. May God have mercy on your souls. Anyway, thank you for this information today, and we are going to get it, going, and we're going to go on that open debate to make sure everyone knows that. Meanwhile, there's the news that Governor Oti went to visit our leader Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. And I know some of them have a good intention, but though I don't wonder why that intention has been delayed to be activated now that they already know. Because Omole Sowore have exposed to us. I really need us to listen to that video by Omole Sowore before we will now engage on this particular topic. Because both Tinubu and Omotosho need to know that Nnamdi Kanu, he's not asking for pardon. What he needs is apology. You apologize to him and you release him unconditionally. And if you feel that you still want to deceive yourself and disgrace yourself, allow him to appeal. Because I don't know the reason why you sentence somebody and you know the person have a limited days to appeal, and yet you are blocking the appeal. You are blocking the appeal. And some people are going and they are begging Tinubu. I wonder who is begging Tinubu. Because anybody begging Tinubu must be out of his mind. If you are not going to Tinubu to show him what many legal practitioners who understand what the law says, because what Nnamdi Kanu was asking Omotosho was, Omotosho, show me the law. Show me the law. Nnamdi Kanu was so smart that he decided to handle this case by himself, because I wonder if those senior advocates of Nigeria would have been able to challenge Omotosho to tell him that you cannot try somebody on a repeat law. You can't try somebody on a repeat law. You can't try somebody on a repeat law. I don't know if those senior advocates of Nigeria, when you call them senior advocate of Nigeria, you should know that they are working for Nigeria. You can see the victories that Aloy Ejimako have gotten for our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Aloy Ejimako is not a senior advocate of Nigeria. You can see all the efforts and all the wins that Maxwell, Barrister Maxwell have gotten for Nnamdi Kanu. He's not senior advocate of Nigeria. When you call them senior advocate of Nigeria, they are advocating for Nigeria. All those are Gabi and the rest of them. I don't want to talk down on them, but I wonder, because I see that it is Aloy Ejimako that actually came up with this idea that law was a repaired law. Thank you, my dear. That law was a repaired law. So you cannot use a repaired law to try someone. And based on that revelation, because Nnamdi Kanu was well informed and updated about the whole thing, Nnamdi Kanu started asking that question, Omotosho, show me the law. Because their plan was to use that repaired law to sentence Nnamdi Kanu to death. Because it was that repaired law that has that content that they were about to use on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And yet, even though they now knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was aware that it was a repealed law, Omotosho went ahead and used that same law and sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, claiming that he would have sentenced him to death, but he decided to sentence him to life imprisonment with a repealed law. Yeah, thank you, Plan B. Those of you that heard our PM today, I'm going to put the link today, so you will come and tell us how blessed you are. There were so many people that actually returned today. You know, our PM is not interested in dividing, allowing Biafra to divide. So he's interested in Biafrans coming together, because we need to be together to win. So there was a fantastic brother, Mazi Uche, that returned today. And in fact, when he returned, he was very happy and he had a very great welcome. And many more that returned today, because when you hear the voice of Odogu, when you hear the voice of your leader, you know that your leader loves you and is calling you. And it was a pleasant day today. So those of you that actually was involved, when you hear some drunkards making noise up and down and saying, AI, let me tell you, know what they are doing? It is because they know that in these boats, the shame of the work they have done will not allow them to come back into this boat, because most of them, they are looking for opportunity to be in the front of the boat. There's no way the front of this boat will contain you anymore. There's no way. It's not possible. So those of you that were just ordinary people that were deceived, you still have the opportunity to come, get back in, and let's get going, because most of you already know that the people now that are spearheading this boat, the CROC, which the Prime Minister told you today, that if there's anything you have with the current events happening, upload it to CRC. You upload it to CRC, you give it to them, because they know where the thing will go to. They all understand. Thank you so much, Esther Enabulele. Thank you so much, precious one. Thank you. Okay, so having said that, we're going to go and listen to Omoyele Sowore, but before then, I need to put up my link, and to put up the link so that if there's anyone actually, if you were involved with us today, if you actually came in and you heard, when this expose was revealed about Jumo, you will come and tell Biafrans, I was there. Tell us I was there, and you were blessed. Some people were emotional, very, very emotional, but our PM is not. Our PM is a warrior. Odogu is not that emotional man. He's not that emotional man. So that's why our PM told us that we should make sure that we are up and doing, make sure that we increase, our commitment. We increase our commitment to what is going on. Let me quickly pin the link. Let me pin the link, and then I'll go get us the video of Omoyele Sowore. 1 minute. That link is there on Raf Chamaka TV. Let me quickly go to Ajere Global. Yes, please, you need to tell Alex Oti, thank you for making that move to Sokoto. Yeah, but you need to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs an apology. They must apologize to him, and they must set him free unconditionally. Because when you are begging for pardon, you don't beg for pardon for a man that is in his own rights, a man that was under persecution. You don't beg for pardon. Rather, you speak, the truth, and you tell them, look, this man, compared with all these things that they are doing, this man have not done anything wrong. So please, you have to, clean up all these things, clean up all this mess, because it's a mess. In case you don't know, you need to understand that it is a mess. What they have done is a mess. So let them clean it up by releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Release him unconditionally and with apology, with serious. Thank you so much, Omoyele. 1 minute. With serious apology, to know that what you did was wrong. What you did was wrong. Let's listen to Omoyele Sowore. The link is there already. So those of you that want to come in, you come in, and then let's have this discussion. Let's listen to Omoyele Sowore.
Well, I have had a lot of conversation about Nnamdi Kanu's situation, including revealing to the Nigerian people that his trial was pre-planned. Everything that eventually played out on the day of his conviction had already been exposed by me on November 5. Maybe we are only lucky that we fought a bit through the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest to have saved Nnamdi Kanu from the hangman's noose. They were going to sentence him to death. That was the plan. And you can check my Twitter and Facebook posts on November 5, because I was giving that information in advance. They also, as a result of that, got very upset that we had a protest in Abuja. They shot at us, tear gas.
Are you hearing Omotosho? He said that information got to him in advance. And we are talking to the owner of Sahara Reporters. This man have his nose and his ears everywhere. Everywhere in Nigeria. Everywhere internationally. Some of the documents that you cannot even lay your hands on, Sahara Reporters will dig them out. This man has his ears everywhere. So if he's telling you that he has wind of it and that they informed him earlier on, he knows what he's saying. That is the reason why he came up very quickly with the Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Let's continue.
Kanu protest to have saved Nnamdi Kanu from the hangman's noose. They were going to sentence him to death. That was the plan. And you can check my Twitter and Facebook posts on November 5, because I was giving that information in advance. They also, as a result of that, got very upset that we had a protest in Abuja. They shot at us, tear gas, arrested his lawyers, myself, later, and took us to the court outside of, within Abuja, but, near Kuje, and sent us to prison for 4 days. After we were granted bail on a Friday, the judge who was supposed to sign off on our bail paper ran away. He didn't come back until Monday. They were already setting the agenda for Nnamdi Kanu's conviction, or whatever they were going to do. But when they realized that maybe this is not popular or not going to be popular, they kind of pulled back a bit and did the life imprisonment. And they have also realized that even the life imprisonment has not stopped his life or the life of what he stood for. Because it came at a time that, like I've always said, he prophetically predicted some of the things that are happening. And
I want you to see that his choice of words are very interesting. He said, even though they gave him life imprisonment, even though they have seen that life imprisonment could not stop him and could not stop his life. That life imprisonment could not stop him and could not stop him. I want him to repeat that line. Repeat that line, please, sir.
And they did the life imprisonment. And they have also realized that even the life imprisonment has not stopped his life or the life of what he stood for.
Have not stopped his life and did not stop the life of what he stood for. We all know what Nnamdi Kanu stands for. Not even life imprisonment can stop Nnamdi Kanu's life or what he stood for. Hey, I love your choice of words. Let's continue.
Because it came at a time that, like I've always said, he prophetically predicted some of the things that are happening in Nigeria now.
He prophetically prophesied most of the things that are happening in Nigeria now. He prophetically prophesied the things that are happening in Nigeria now. Oh my God.
It came at a time that, like I've always said, he prophetically predicted some of the things that are happening in Nigeria now. And when he was eventually convicted, those things are come full circle in terms of terrorism.
Hey! He prophesied about the things happening in Nigeria now. And when he was convicted, the things now boomeranged and began to happen rapid, quick, fast. It's like fire is on it, everything. Prophecy, prophetic began to happen from the prophet, the only genuine prophet in Africa. The only genuine prophet that doesn't collect tithes. The only genuine prophet that is not interested in wealth. Even though all the propaganda and lies upon him, they have tried everything to lie and all those things. He owns this in UK. He told you, if you find a house Even a car that my name is on it. He said, this car, it belongs to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or this house belongs to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then tell him he will stop everything he's talking about. He will stop. That's Nnamdi Kanu for you. He prophesied.
Now. And when he was eventually convicted, those things are come full circle in terms of terrorism, the unchecked activities of the people you call terrorists or bandits who have been given preferential treatments in Nigeria over time. They always have the right, they can drive around in their convoys with vehicles seized from the Nigerian army. One of them wore a uniform of a police commissioner, an assistant police commissioner he killed. He wore his uniform to town. They were carrying their magazines and their heavy-duty weapons and ammunition and addressing press conferences. I insist that till date, the only evidence that was adduced against Nnamdi Kanu in this his trial, the whole trial, was that he had a microphone and he had a radio transmitter and he's not.
Are you hearing Omotosho? Omotosho is saying, I insist until death. I insist until death that the only evidence they had against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was a microphone and his underwear. I want him to repeat this. Very important. This is a long interview, but this 4 minutes was just the one that actually concerned us so much. You understand?
I insist that till date, the only...
Till date, I insist, till date, not till death. I insist, till date, up till now, till date, I insist. All right?
I insist that till date, the only evidence that was adduced against Nnamdi Kanu in this his trial, the whole trial, was that he had a microphone and he had a radio transmitter and his underwear, both top and bottom, that he found in a hotel. Every other evidence they claim was against him were things that were circumstantial. Oh, he said that the people should kill police even when he was not in the country. Or he was the one who made NSAS to become what it is. But there are celebrities in Nigeria who claim they started NSAS. I started NSAS in Abuja.
Are you hearing what on a live TV? Is telling you they claimed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, some of the offenses they accuse him of is about NSAS. Eh? And then Omotosho is there telling them that he is part of those that started NSAS. Most of the celebrities that did NSAS, they are all free everywhere. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they said what he said about NSAS is what they used to sentence him. But the people that actually started the NSAS are talking to you. They are telling you they know. They were part of the NSAS. They started it. And he's even telling you, yeah, that he started it. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being sentenced because of NSAS. And he was not even in Nigeria when NSAS was going on, that he was talking, what he said. He was not part of NSAS, but what he said during NSAS.
People should kill police even when he was not in the country. Or he was the one who made NSAS to become what it is. But there are celebrities in Nigeria who claim they started NSAS. I started NSAS in Abuja. And I was one who gathered a lot of people that joined NSAS by calling them individuals, some of the celebrities. So if those ones are being celebrated for doing NSAS, why is Nnamdi Kanu being sent to prison for life? Just for speaking on the day of NSAS to say, oh, do this or whatever they said, he said. So everything they accuse him of are things that they had no evidence caused any problem that they adduced caused. They even accused him of killing Gulag while he was in detention. I know something about being in DSS detention. You have zero access to communication. Even if you do, if you smuggle something, and they have a way of monitoring you. So how could somebody like that be sentenced to death? And the terrorist from one of the Boko Haram commander was sentenced to 20 years in prison. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. Some people in our animal farm, some animals are superior to others. And until that is addressed, until the justice applies to everybody in Nigeria, you are not going to get peace without justice. That's what so many of us have been saying, whether you like to hear it or not. But I feel it has come full circle now, that even those who felt like they can bamboozle others by saying, oh yeah, he did this, he's a bad person, they are now dealing with the real bad people. Unfortunately though, those real bad people have cover. They have immunity.
Have you heard it? I'm going to play the full interview. We need to listen to the real interview itself so that you will hear more things. So that you hear more things, especially from this our brother from Maxwell. Yeah, okay. 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. Let me open it on this other channel. 1 minute. Okay. Let me play it on this other channel. 1 minute, guys. No, wait. Okay, let me just go straight to YouTube.
Basta pagare commissioni per le prenotazioni. Se ogni cliente che entra nel tuo locale ti costa.
This is Sunday, the 30th day of November 2025. Mr.
Okay, let's see. Like the video. Okay. All right, let's listen to this. Please, if you want to come in on this program, the link is there, so you can just come in and let's get your own point of view also. Let's listen. Okay.
This is Sunday, the 30th day of November 2025. Mr. Omotosho have said this before in private, and he is saying it on a national television. And he said that he was asked to convince, like they approached him. They told him, Nnamdi Kanu is your friend. We know you, that you associated with him before he was abducted from Kenya. Go and convince him to accept our offers so that we can release him and he will go to his home. Now, I have been saying one thing, on countless basis. Anytime I do video, I will make this statement. And what could that be? I said that if actually that Nnamdi Kanu was guilty, as they claim, why following his back, telling people for him to accept to run for election, accept to join a political party, accept to collapse IPOB into a political party as a condition for him to be released? That is to say that you are holding him not because of what you said he did, but because you are afraid of him and afraid of his agitation. The question is this: what are the offers made to Nnamdi Kanu? Listen to Omotosho's interview with the Arise News yesterday. This is hilarious.
So let's start with from legality to political accountability. Kanu faces life for incitement, yet many who kidnapped and killed remain untouched, with facing no consequences. How do you explain this double standard?
Not a question. I love that. I love journalists like this. So I swear to God, I love journalists. This is the way journalists, truthful journalists, very truthful journalists, this is the way they act. He said, many are convicted. Kanu was convicted, but many who committed more crime are left. How do you explain this double standard? This is a journalist asking a good question, direct question, sincere question, without backing the zoo. This is not Ruben Apeface Abati. Ruben Apeface Abati will never ask a question like this. Do you understand? Ruben Apeface will never. Oh my God. This journalist, God bless you. God bless you. I'm telling you. I want the journalist to repeat that. Look at a question from journalists. Just listen to the journalists. You will understand that there are very good journalists. Listen to journalists.
It's from legality to political accountability. Kanu faces life for incitement, yet many who kidnapped and killed remain untouched, with facing no consequences. How do you explain this double standard?
How? Okay. How? Double standard.
Well, I have had a lot of conversation about Nnamdi Kanu's situation, including revealing to the Nigerian people that his trial was pre-planned. Everything that eventually played out on the day of his conviction had already been exposed by me on November 5. Maybe we are only lucky that we fought a bit through the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest to have saved Nnamdi Kanu from the hangman's noose. They were going to sentence him to death. That was the plan. And you can check my Twitter and Facebook posts on November 5, because I was giving that information in advance. They also, as a result of that, got very upset that we had a protest in Abuja. They shot at us, tear gas, arrested his lawyers, myself, later, and took us to the court outside of, within Abuja, but, near Kuje, and sent us to prison for 4 days. After we were granted bail on a Friday, the judge who was supposed to sign off on our bail paper ran away. He didn't come back until Monday. They were already setting the agenda for Nnamdi Kanu's conviction, or whatever they were going to do. But when they realized that maybe this is not popular or not going to be popular, they kind of pulled back a bit, and they did the life imprisonment. And they have also realized that even the life imprisonment has not stopped his life, or the life of what he stood for. Because it came at a time that, like I've always said, he prophetically predicted some of the things that are happening in Nigeria now. And when he was eventually convicted, those things have come full circle in terms of terrorism, the unchecked activities of the people you call terrorists or bandits who have been given preferential treatments in Nigeria over time. They always have the right, they can drive around in their convoys with vehicles seized from the Nigerian army. One of them wore a uniform of a police commissioner, an assistant police commissioner he killed. He wore his uniform to town. They were carrying their magazines and their heavy-duty weapons and ammunition and addressing press conferences. I insist that till date, the only evidence that was adduced against Nnamdi Kanu in this trial, the whole trial, was that he had a microphone and he had a radio transmitter and his underwear, both top and bottom, that he found in a hotel. Every other evidence, the claim was against him, were things that were circumstantial. Oh, he said that the people should kill police, even when he was not in the country. Oh, he was the one who made NSAS to become what it is. But there are celebrities in Nigeria who claim they started NSAS. I started NSAS in Abuja. And I was one who gathered a lot of people that joined NSAS by calling them individuals, some of the celebrities. So if those ones are being celebrated for doing NSAS, why is Nnamdi Kanu being sent to prison for life? Just for speaking on the day of NSAS to say, oh, do this or whatever they said, he said. So everything they accuse him of are things that they had no evidence caused any problem, that they adduced caused. They even accused him of killing Gulag while he was in detention. I know something about being in DSS detention. You have zero access to communication. Even if you do, if you smuggle something, and they have a way of monitoring you. So how could somebody like that be sentenced to death? And a terrorist from one of the Boko Haram commander was sentenced to 20 years in prison. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. Some people in our animal farm, some animals are superior to others. And until that is addressed, until the justice applies to everybody in Nigeria, you are not going to get peace without justice. That's what so many of us have been saying, whether you like to hear it or not. But I feel it has come full circle now, that even those who felt like they can bamboozle others by saying, oh yeah, he did this, he's a bad person, they are now dealing with the real bad people. Unfortunately though, those real bad people have cover. They have immunity.
Okay, we're going on a break right now. We're still going to continue this conversation because you're digging right deep into it. So we're going on the break right now. We'll see you right back on Perspectives. Grab a cup of tea, as I always say, and see you soon.
Here's what nobody's telling you about the new bearskin hoodie. This fleece is thick. It's made from 340 GS.
So now we have Jimmy in the house. So let me ask you, Jimmy, many Nigerians believe Kanu's sentencing was influenced by ethnic bias and not the law. Legally, how do you interpret that perception and what's your position on it?
Yes, thank you very much for bringing up this topic. One thing people need to understand is that it's not necessarily that other considerations would have come into play in a decision of court if somebody does not succeed in his case being upheld or in his defense being upheld. I know that there's that perception out there, but before you can conclude on what actually transpired in the judgment, it will be important for anybody who wants to comment on it to read the 144-page document, judgment of the court, to be able to understand the decision of the court and how the court arrived at its judgment. You may not necessarily be satisfied with the judgment, but that does not ordinarily on its own, on its face, impute ethnic reasons or other not less noble reasons for the decision.
Okay, so let's get back to Shore in the house, please. Some say Southeast power brokers are not the presidency, are the ones driving Kanu's.
I don't understand what that guy was saying there. What did he just say? He just the ethnic didn't play. He's just trying to. I don't know whether he's a Yoruba man, but he's just trying to downplay that ethnicity played a role in Nnamdi Kanu's case. Ethnicity played another role. That's why you have one Juma somewhere, because Ndibo is hated. But Chineke will expose them. Let's continue.
Continue detention. So how is this shaping regional politics, and what should Nigerians expect in 2027?
Let me first state this. Yes, let me first state this, that I'm not here to find ethnic differences, but I have said, and I will restate here, that Nigeria has an Igbo problem.
Exactly. Nigeria has what? An Igbo problem. You know, they keep dodging it, but one thing I love Sowore about is that he will continue to tell you the truth. Nigeria has what? An Igbo problem. Repeat that again, sir.
Yes. Let me first state this, that I'm not here to find ethnic differences, but I have said, and I will restate here, that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. And this, of course, emanated historically from the Civil War, where we claim that it was no vanquished and no victor. But ultimately, there was a vanquished person. If you had 10 million naira before the war, you're giving 20 naira after the war. You are the one vanquished. If they said to you, you cannot be promoted in the army because you can't be trusted, you are the one vanquished. If you cannot get promoted within the civil service because you can't be trusted, you are the one vanquished. To come to your question, and just to say that anybody who says that an Igbo man is not treated differently is just lying. That's the truth. Well, all of us know this. That's a big elephant in the room. And that is what I said earlier when I said, well, there's a Boko Haram guy who has been killing, beheading people, and he was sentenced to 20 years. And the guy who uses a microphone and a radio transmitter is sent to prison for life. They could have sentenced him to death if something hadn't taken place. Then to go to your question about the issue of how the regional power brokers behaved. I was in the midst of it. I was the one calling them up for protests. And I knew what I went through in the hands of the governors, House of Rep members, senators in the Southeast. They all flatly and vehemently, without speaking, refused to encourage their people to participate in anything that could peacefully. It was a peaceful protest planned. So who did we rely on? We relied on those in the markets to close down their markets. But the major leaders, including the deputy speaker, he came out shamelessly asking that Igbos should sit at home and you should show that you are cowards. There's no cowardice in peaceful protest. The reason is that they believe that Nnamdi is too powerful politically, and that if he's released, he will have some impact on their political influence and popularity in the zone. They know that they are not popular, but they have all relied on the center to get whatever they want, to keep control over the southeastern political people. And they know that they are running out of time. If Nnamdi Kanu is released, that would not continue. We no longer enjoy what they're enjoying now. Whatever it is, whether it is fake or real popularity or power, they will lose it. They know it. Because I will reveal to you today that one of the biggest issues with the Nigerian state and Nnamdi Kanu is that they couldn't get him to promise that he would renounce his agitation for Biafra. That's the biggest problem. That was his main crime. They said it. If they even proposed to me that I should go tell him to enter his defense, and if he enters his defense, then if they release him, he should promise that he will form a political party and participate in politics. And if he can do that, they will have no problem with him. He said, no, I want the Biafran, I want my region to be different from Nigeria, because Nigeria doesn't, cannot support our aspiration for greatness.
Are you seeing this? Are you listening to that? They even approach Sowore to go and tell him to put in his defense. To put in the defense. And if he accepts it, now that is why it is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. All these people that are showing their head now, like they are caring about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All this Alex Oti that is going now to beg for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be pardoned. I honestly hate it. I hate it when an Igbo man is begging for your brother who didn't commit any crime to be pardoned, whereas people that committed crime were given a clean bill of health. And you, in that same country, in a position of power, you are begging. Do you know what it means? Tomorrow, it will be on record that your Nnamdi Kanu committed this crime, was sentenced, and then we begged. If it's not that we begged for him. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when the first time, all this, what's his name? This one now that is now talking. What's his name? Abaribe. When Abaribe shorty for him, and even Uzo Kalu claimed that he's part of the shorty, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu debunked it. Why did he debunk it? He debunked it because he knew that that was a game they played on him. They proposed to those people, oh yeah, shorty for him. When you shorty for him, you will now engage him and make sure that he throws away this thing. Let it be that it will be on record that we are the one that shorted for him, so that they will tie him down with that shorty. He will short it for you. Was it not under that same shorty that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went to have a meeting with these shameless politicians? And after that meeting, when he told them that, look, okay, you are telling me to leave Biafra. If I should leave Biafra, hold on, what do I have in my hand? First of all, before I started asking for Biafra, I didn't just wake up and start asking for Biafra. If everything was working for us in the southeast, we would not be asking for Biafra. If we had the airport, international airport, and we had seaport, and we had good roads, and we have hospital, at least the basic amenities, we will not be asking for Biafra. So now, if you want me to leave Biafra, the only thing is that I will not leave Biafra until you give me some. I am holding Biafra in this hand. Then you want me to leave it, and you are promising me something. No, give me that thing you are promising me first. They drag and drag and drag, and he said, no. I have no problem with you asking me to leave Biafra. But before I will leave this thing I'm holding in my hand, which is Biafra, give me something else that will replace in this hand, so that when I hold that one you are giving me, then I can leave this one. You cannot tell me to leave this one. You people have no credibility. You have no credibility. Now look at them. They are going up and down, begging people, including their enemy. Do you know that Sowore is their enemy? No matter how you try to paint it, some people that are accusing Sowore is their number one top enemy of Nigeria. Sowore, believe me. Now, they are meeting even their enemy because the guy, he knows how to fight them legally and doggedly. And now they're meeting. Okay, now, we know you are close to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Go and meet him. Let him put him a defense. As he put in the defense, we will now forgive him, and then he will now go and fight for a political party. The same thing they did with Ojukwu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is too smart for those kind of nonsense. It's too smart for that nonsense. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu repeated again what he told those shameless Southeast governors and the politicians. He told them that time, he went home, they came with Operation Python dance to unalive him. Was that not when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu escaped for his life and came back because he knew that that was the game they played? He told them that, look, there was nothing like shorty. All those shameless people that say they shorty for me. Was that not that time that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out and told us about Ifeanyi Oba? That Ifeanyi Oba is going about saying that I know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He told everybody, I don't know him, oh. He's a useless man. Even though he said he don't know him, my mouth, say my mouth know they stop. You know they stop. They always took enter some places. Even though Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told everybody he doesn't know Ifeanyi Oba, Delilah, the shameless Delilah, went ahead and started an allegiance with Ifeanyi Oba. Ejiofor went in and started allegiance with Ifeanyi Oba. And all those people that started allegiance with Ifeanyi Oba, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spat on their face. Today, they turned against him. Let me tell you, there is no difference between Ifeanyi Ejiofor and the Delilah. There's no difference between Delilah and Ikengu Uruagu. There's no difference between Ukem Guragu and the Chinas and Woru. There's no difference between Chinas and Woru and Chike Dozim. You see all these people, they are the bastards that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have already spit on their face. Go and listen to the last space Delilah conducted. Delilah was praising DOS. The shameless Uchechi Bianco no, because Uchechi have no dealings with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Uchechi was praising DOS. You know why? Because they are all birds of identical plumage. The same Southeast politicians, the same people that are being used. Let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put in for his plea. Let him start his defense. If you went ahead to ask Uchechi, Uchechi would have supported that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will go in for defense. Because Uchechi is supporting Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Ifeanyi Ejiofor has been insulting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. Those that stood with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's decision that he will not put in for a defense. Go and read the post of Alo Ejimako. It's a very long one. I don't know whether we'll have a chance to read it. When he was explaining to us the repealed law, he explained it very well. The reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rejected the appeal, because they were about to try him on a repealed law. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not remove all those SAN and rejected them, I bet you with my 10 fingers and my 10 toes, they would have pushed in for a defense. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go in for defense, they would do ahead and sentence him. And at the end of the day, they will say, we are doing it, they will appeal. They will appeal, but they will sentence him. Either to death or whatever. They will say they will appeal. At the end of the day, they might just end up unaliving him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, no way. And when Sowore came up with this end Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he called Alex Oti. He called the Abia State people. Till today, did you hear from them? Abia State that said that they were going to join the protest. Did you hear from Abia State? Did you hear from Oti? Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been sentenced. Oti is in Sokoto. Oti is in Sokoto. You know, some people will be praising sharing Oti is in Sokoto to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu hear that somebody is begging Tinubu, I beg, free him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will spit on your face. Because what it means is that when you beg, it means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually committed offense and they are justified for their conviction. No way. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserves is an apology. They must apologize to him for what they have done against him. They must apologize and they will set him free unconditionally. Those were the points Omotosho was putting up when he went for this free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Unconditional freedom for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not begging. He was repeating it severally. Nobody is begging for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's exactly the point where they push Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to now. So that everybody will now be begging a terrorist country, begging a Jaga bandit, begging people that are paying ransom to bandits and coming to tell you that they just made a call and that they know the bandit and the bandit just released them. There's a lot on my head, but let's just allow Omotosho to say everything he had to say. They approached him. I will rewind it a bit for you to hear it from his mouth that they approached him and told him to go and ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to submit for his defense. Ndara.
Whether it is fake or real popularity or power, they will lose it. They know it. Because I will reveal to you today that one of the biggest issues with the Nigerian state and Nnamdi Kanu is that they couldn't get him to promise that he would renounce his agitation for Biafra. That's the biggest problem. That was his main crime. They said it, if they even proposed to me that I should go tell him to enter his defense, and if he enters his defense, then if they release him, he should promise that he will form a political party and participate in politics. And if he can do that, they will have no problem with him. He said, no, I want the Biafran, I want my region to be different from Nigeria because Nigeria doesn't, cannot support our aspiration for greatness. Now, my caveat is that I am opposed to breaking up Nigeria. I'm a Pan-Africanist. But I have seen, read, and known that it is not a crime for people to seek self-determination. So the regional leaders...
Now, this is the point where some of you will always want to deviate or refuse to support Omotosho's involvement. Omotosho is telling you that, look, he believes that Nigeria should not divide, but he also knows that the law is not against it. Do you understand? He's not the only person that shares this view. He's not the only person that will tell you, look, if people want to ask for a referendum, it is something that is done everywhere. In America, There are people that believe in one America. There are also those that when they want to ask for, they will ask for a referendum and they will go for it. Some of the states today that eventually became America, part of America, some of them were not American before. It was referendum among their own people that they did, and they allowed them to be part of American states. Go and find out. Places like is it Costa Rica? There's some place. No, there's one place in America. There's some names I've forgotten. Some island like that it became part of America. They became part of America, but they were not part of it. It was a referendum. So Sowore believes that the law is not against it, but he doesn't want Nigeria to break. He believes that Nigeria can be won and things will work. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let me tell you why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no problem with Sowore. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would not have started his agitation if everything was working for everyone in Nigeria. Believe me. So as things were not working, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he has tried everything. He has looked at it, that there's nothing that will work. And that is Omotosho Sowore, in his own extreme belief in Nigeria. He believes that Nigeria can never work with the system that is going on. So for Nigeria to work for Omotosho Sowore, there must be a revolution. Can't you see? So when you saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu supporting the NSAS, when he was supporting the NSAS, believe me, if the NSAS had worked, open your ears very well, understand what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu believes and what he is. If the NSAS had worked, and then Nigerians will now decide for the way they want to be governed and choose, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have left that issue of Biafra and would have said, okay, now people can decide what they want. People can decide if it is a regional government, if it is a restructuring, people cannot decide. If that NSAS pushed to the side whereby they were able to remove all those criminals, and then people will now make their choices. Was that not when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that he is now a spokesperson for the Nigerian youths? Do you remember? That is where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is different from some of you that still do not understand him. He had tried all those things, and he knows that there is no way these Fulani cronies that are in Nigeria will ever let this thing work. That's why he has decided, look, there's no way anymore. Forget about Nigeria. Nigeria is an evil entity. Nigeria cannot work. That's why he's insisting on Biafra, because he has given them option. He told them in this hand, it's okay, you say I should leave what I have in my hand. What do you have to give me in this hand? What did he meet? His life was at stake. They came for his life. They came to unalive him. He said, hey, no wonder. That means you people can never ever give me what I want in Nigeria. Then Biafra is the only hope. Biafra is the only hope. That's why you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Omotosho Sowore is saying he has the right. It is not against the law. Even if you all believe in one Nigeria, go and look at the law. Is it against the law to ask for your own freedom? If you are so afraid and say, the whole people, is not everybody, like that mad woman that was shouting like a mad dog. And if you look at her, you know that she's not from Biafra. Saying all those things. Go and tell them, put this thing through a referendum. Let people decide what they want. Just like by the grace of God, the day after tomorrow, on the 2nd of December, we are going to be on space. I don't know if Ife is listening to me. We are going to be on space. We are going to be showing the whole world what actually took place in Finland on the 2nd of December. We are going to commemorate 2nd of December, not because we are having an anniversary, like that mad, shameless woman in Georgia was telling you, anniversary of 29th of November, shameless woman. We are going to have what we call to remind the world what we went to do, because that December 2nd was sacrosanct for our prime minister. So we are going to show the world what people did with evidence, what people actually did on the 2nd of December, whereby 517 delegates actually voted in that, a convention. And they voted and they put their votes to paper, delegates from all over Biafra land. And you know one funny thing, some people say, hey, it's online. Now, why are you afraid to make it real? Let people actually do it. Let non-biased international bodies come in and investigate it and go through it. They are afraid they will not, because they know that this popularity of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which they are seeing every Monday, it is an evidence that if they put it to open vote, this one not online, no. If they put it to open vote, we are still going to get, in fact, more than that 50 million people that voted. We will have it on ground. I'm telling you. But they are afraid. That's what Omotosho is telling you. People have the right. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have the right. Even though I am a one Nigerianist, I have looked at the law, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have the right to ask for that. So I needed to lay that emphasis. So let me go back and allow him to repeat it, and then we'll continue.
Now his agitation for Biafra. That's the biggest problem. That was his main crime. They said it, if they even proposed to me that I should go tell him to enter his defense, and if he enters his defense, then if they release him, he should promise that he will form a political party and participate in politics. And if he can do that, they will have no problem with him. He said, no, I want the Biafran, I want my region to be different from Nigeria, because Nigeria doesn't, cannot support our aspiration for greatness.
Simple.
Now, my caveat is that I am opposed to breaking up Nigeria. I'm a Pan-Africanist. But I have seen, read, and known that it is not a crime for people to seek self-determination.
I have seen and I have read. I have seen, and I have read that it is not a crime. Okay?
Breaking up Nigeria. I'm a Pan-Africanist. But I have seen, read, and known that it is not a crime for people to seek self-determination. So the regional leaders we are talking about, I called all of them. I called all the governors. At least I know Soludo. I used to be able to reach him. I mentioned here that the governor of his state, Abia, was a columnist as a reporter. So I called a lot of them. No one of them picked my call. No one of them has called me back. Okay. Because what we want is not what they want. They want what they call it.
Today, Alex Oti, that you saw in Sokoto, up to today, Alex Oti did not call Sowore back. What Sowore did, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now, was it something wrong? Alex Oti knows it's not something wrong. But now Alex Oti, together with the Nigerian government, wants to beg for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He wants to beg. He wants to beg. Very shameless people. He wants to beg.
The governor of his state, Abia, was a columnist as a reporter. So I called a lot of them. No one of them picked my call. No one of them has called me back, because what we want is not what they want. They want what they call a political solution. A political solution is that you jail him first, and then we'll beg you to free him. On Saturday.
Are you hearing that? Are you hearing that? Is that not what is happening now? Is that not what is happening now? Political solution. You jail him first. You jail him first, then we will beg you to release him. That's exactly what Alex Oti is doing. Biafrans, if you people are not seeing, and you people think, like some people that are thinking it is a victory or it is something good, that Alex Oti went to Sokoto to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you people are just shameless. You people are just shameless. Ask Alex Oti, ask that idiot man, why did you not call Sowore? You have even worked in his company. You have worked in Sahara Reporters. You have a column in their report. You work there. He called you. He even made it open that he called you. Soludo, you are very easy for him to reach severally, and he called you. Till today, they didn't call him back. Now, what did they conclude? Jail him first, then we will beg you to release him. If anybody is not listening to Sowore, something must be wrong with your head. We are critical thinkers. We are not just zombies. Hey, Alex Oti have gone to beg to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for what? To beg now? Does Mazi Nnamdi Kanu need begging? Doesn't need doesn't need begging. Doesn't need pardon. It is Nigeria government that will apologize for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu apologizing or people apologizing on the behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria government have committed heinous crimes against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and against his people. So you begging Nigeria government on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you deserve to be flogged. And you deserve make them use shit and poto rub on your face, thunder fire you. You that is going to beg, instead of you to tell them, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? He's supposed to appeal. Why are you blocking his appeal? But rather, you are going to beg. Yeah? You are going to beg. So, please repeat that statement again. What they concluded was jail him first, then we will come and beg.
Was a columnist as a reporter. So I called a lot of them. No one of them picked my call. No one of them has called me back because what we want is not what they want.
Yes.
They want what they call a political solution. A political solution is that you jail him first and then we'll beg you to free him on certain conditions. So that tag of ex-convict, they wanted it badly. All of them are agreed on that. Because
are you hearing it? The tag of ex-convicts, that tag of ex-convicts, they want it on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want it so badly. That tag of ex-convicts. Let me tell you guys, look, I better not go back to Biafra land for no reason. Instead of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to have that tag of ex-convicts on him. I better not go back. I better die in a foreign land than for me, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will release him because of our beg. And then Nigeria won, Abi. They won against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will not put a tag of ex-convict on him. That they convicted him for terrorism and they jailed him for life. And then a criminal president, a terrorist president, now pardoned him. Is that not what people are looking for? All of you, that God will punish all of you. Look, the God that is going to be punishing, what's his name, Omotosho, that God is preparing to punish all of you. All of you that are not speaking up for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be free. Instead, you want to beg. Jail him first, and then we will beg for him to be released. Bunch of evil people. Bunch of evil people.
Columnists as a reporter. So I called a lot of them. No one of them picked my call. No one of them has called me back because what we want is not what they want. They want what they call a political solution. A political solution is that you jail him first and then we'll beg you to free him on certain conditions. So that tag of ex-convict, they wanted it badly. All of them are agreed on that. The question is, how did they release him? Nobody can tell you when they will release him. They don't plan to release him because of his refusal to endorse their political agenda in the Southeast. Okay. That is the problem. They don't want to hear his name. But the people of the Southeast, the regular people, are in love with him. And we've seen that with what happened in protests, how markets were closed across the country without a whimper. And they still are going to fight to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is free. I will still fight to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is free from this unjust incarceration into
this man, when they call him Mazi Omotosho, he deserves it. The common people will fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu freedom. And he's promising you that he himself, Omotosho, he will still fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom. He will still fight.
They still are going to fight to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is free. I will still fight to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is free from this unjust incarceration into which he's been thrown. And don't forget, and I'll say this in closing, that this is the same way Ken Saro-Wiwa was treated in 1995, this 2025. I guess every 20 years, or is it every 30 years, Nigeria needs a victim, either in prison or in the Golo time. And guess what? It happened in November 2025. Ken Saro-Wiwa was November 1995. 30 years later, the country hasn't learned its lessons.
Okay, thank you so much, Showore, for that. So let me ask you, Jimmy, during a security emergency, what human rights obligations must Nigeria still uphold? And how do they affect our international credibility? Okay,
this is an interesting question. During a security emergency, the law expects that the country would uphold Chapter 4 of the Constitution, which deals with fundamental rights, human rights. However, where there is a declaration of state of emergency, now we should be able to differentiate the two, because Section 45, subsection 3 talks about a proclamation of state of emergency. Recently, the president came up and said that there's a security, talked about declaration of security emergency. But having not gone through the process of Section 305, which deals with proclamation of state of emergency, which also involves the National Assembly coming to decide that matter with the requisite majority, you cannot really say that, legally speaking, that we have a state of emergency on security. But the statement of the president can be seen in terms of a policy directive for the executive, that the executive is seeing this as a more serious issue. Now, that being the case, and being that a state of emergency has not been declared in accordance with the law, the entire Section 45, the entire Chapter 4 of the Constitution will have to be complied with, subject to Section 45, subsection 1, which says that where there is a law reasonably justifiable in a democratic society, certain fundamental rights can be derogated, it can be restricted, like Section 37, Section 38, issues with Section 39, Section 40, Section 41, issues dealing with the right to freedom of movement, right to liberty, and some other rights can actually be restricted even where there is no proclamation of state of emergency. So I think what we have currently is not a situation where there has been a proclamation of state of emergency. So those rights in Chapter 4 would not cannot be derogated from, except within limits provided under Section 45, subsection 1. Again, even in a situation of war or a situation of proclamation of state of emergency, again, Nigeria must comply with international humanitarian laws, that is dealing with the laws of war. It could also be called the laws of war, meaning that civilians must be protected, women and children must be protected. There should also be humanitarian aid. It should also allow humanitarian aid in those areas. Then also the acts of war will be restricted to certain defined areas. So these and many more, also the protection of refugees and all that, these are covered under the laws of war, or rather the international humanitarian law. Then even in such situations, you also have to abide by the international treaties like the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. These would also have to be respected in terms of the citizenry, the general citizenry in the country.
Okay, let's get back to Shobore. Thank you for that, Mr. Abia. Let's get back to Shobore in the house. Now, Shobore, as you know, there's been a very strong speculation that there is a cabal that controls Nigeria's security. So how much influence does this cabal really have on national security, and how aware or constrained are presidents, both past and present, by this shadow network?
You know, when people don't have anything to offer, they keep giving you excuses. There's a cabal, there's a group of advisors, there's a shadow cabinet, there's a kitchen cabinet. They have all kinds of label for them. But the question you should ask yourself is that if you are going to be president of Nigeria, didn't you go there with your own cabal? So it's a question of character of leadership. It's not any cabal. There's no cabal anywhere that you walk into Aso Rock and says you cannot govern. There's no cabal that says a bulldozer cannot construct a road. There's no cabal that stops, the cabal doesn't stop those in power from stealing. Like we had of the former central bank governor, Emefiele, and the rest of them that are now undergoing. This cabal doesn't stop them. But it is when it's time to perform that you start hearing of cabal. Like, you know, I've stopped giving those excuses, except where we have clear evidence of such people, like we had under Yaradua, where we knew that his wife and some people were, you know, controlling Nigerians, lying about the health of our husband, who had died maybe months before they finally declared him dead, and they were controlling the country. But even at that, wherever you hear of cabal, there's also complicity at all levels of government. This is a democratic government. In the Tinubu regime now, the cabal is, number one, the president and his office and his staff, people he brought in from Lagos. Clearly, those are the cabal members.
But there are
Then,
those who have argued.
in the judiciary...
Sorry, Shobore, but there are those who have argued There are those who have argued that this cabal exists, regardless of who the president is, and that they usually play a very prominent role in the decision that the presidents make. Sometimes they tie the president's hands behind his back. So are you saying this cabal doesn't exist?
So has any president ever told you, has any president ever told you that they tied his hand behind his back?
No, but they won't say that. But from the actions that we're seeing.
That you have them repeat.
So you're saying no cabal exists? No cabal exists?
Yeah. You know, the number one cabal in the country is the president of the country. In a powerful presidency like Nigeria's presidency, there's nobody who tells the president what to do. The president has a final say. Of course, there might be people, there might be special interests. There are special interests everywhere in the world politically. But in our own case, even the president of Nigeria is more powerful than the US president. All they do is what the president wants to hear. So if anybody is failing, and they are telling there's a cabal, they are trying to shift the blame away from their own failure, glaring failure, to a shadowy group that you and I have no evidence exists, so that you keep helping them to repeat the excuse of why they failed in the first place. That's why we keep saying you should challenge these guys during the election. Don't let them run away from debates. Tackle them. We in the last election, we saw what you guys did in the press. You will not interview the people you claim are the main candidates. Every day you interview their minions. But when it comes to those of us...
All right, I think I have played enough of this video. Let me bring us more updates. There is a video from that our brother, we have always been playing his videos lately, the Ikwikwi of the Seraph. I want us to play one video that he uploaded. I don't know when he did this, but I think it's something recent. He was actually speaking in support of Yele Sowore. Let's listen to him, and then from there I will go and give you more updates of videos I've posted. How many of you know that terrorists actually use helicopters to go and kidnap girls from Niger State? The news I saw the video, honestly. Let's see this video. Let's see this video from Ikwikwi of the Seraph. Yeah, let's just listen to it from this angle. I think it's better like that. Because he's not wearing a shirt.
Onane they see the cheating. General Sabuda say Onane they see the cheating too much, the oppress. Where Igbo people they Onane they see them. It is clear, it is written. Igbo no follow for Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu waiting in do. The Amusu of the Cherubim, the Ikwikwi of the Seraph, the dirty water. The man will be dead today in my pocket. Sowore are there with you 100%. Sowore, the Amusu of the Cherubim saying they with you 101%. The Ikwikwi of the Seraph, the dirty water of the source. I said they with Sowore 100%. The intimidation, the oppress, on a they see them. On a just one kill all of us. What thing we do on a honorable member politician? What thing we do on a Nnamdi Kanu never suffer enough. The betrayal never too much. Betrayal from Igbo people. Betrayal from his brothers. Betrayal from his own governors. The governor from Southeast. The governor from East. The betrayal never too much. The setup never too much. You don't too much now. We just keep quiet, we don't go talk. And I just they kill us. Gold bandit full everywhere. Bandit full our bush everywhere, nothing they happen. People where they travel, see killing everywhere. Bandit. What did Nnamdi Kanu do? Free Nnamdi Kanu, release Nnamdi Kanu. We don't too much now. No be like this. It be like say get personal hatred one I get. It be like say get personal grudges for Igbo people. Or now they show say personal hatred, personal grudges where Igbo people dey. It they show clear. Where South is there, where is there? Or now they show personal hatred, intimidation for where Igbo people dey. You don't go where. Free Nnamdi Kanu. They get what I say so. Sowore, I am with you. The Amusu is with you. Death in my pocket, I am with you. Onane they see the cheating. General Sabuda say Onane they see the cheating too much, the oppress. Where Igbo people they Onane they see them. It is clear.
All right, I'm going to show you a video, an old video from the creek pig. before he became the pig in the creek. Let me show you a very old video of the pig in the creek. I'm telling you, and when I saw that video, I was shocked. And I know it's some of you may have seen it, but honestly, I say, no wonder. You know, Ikukui, when Ikukui is saying that that the man about chairman here, and I understand why, because he knows that this man actually had these views in the past. This video I have seen is 2002, from Asari Dokubo. Hear him, what he said here. You know, did this thing change from time? The truth he spoke here did not change you. He is the one that changed. The truth did not change. Okay? Listen to this video. Let me play it. Wait, hold on. Okay.
People, we have ethnic people, we have Yorubas, we have Hausas, we have different nationalities. So we cannot make a constitution for ourselves, for non-existent people. There is nobody called Nigerian. We are different nations that were brought together, tinkered together by the British colonialists. We want Nigeria to disintegrate. Nigeria is a false creation. It's not natural. It should disintegrate naturally, like Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, and the former Soviet Republic.
Did you hear that? That was Asari Dokubo, 2002. I want to play it again. It's just 30 seconds.
Ijaw people, we have ethnic people, we have Yorubas, we have Hausas, we have different nationalities. So we cannot make a constitution for ourselves, for non-existent people. There is nobody called Nigerian. We are different nations that were brought together, tinkered together by the British colonialists. We want Nigeria to disintegrate. Nigeria is a false creation. It's not natural. It should disintegrate naturally, like Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, and the former Soviet Republic.
And remember that when he was saying this thing, when Asari Dokubo was saying this thing, Nigeria was relatively peaceful. There was no problem, no such problem that you have in Nigeria. Those were the days later. At that time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu message have not resolved yet. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu message started coming out from 2012. From 2012, he began to speak. From 2012, that's when he started making video, Radio Biafra. But this one have said this thing before, years before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Nigeria has to disintegrate naturally. Okay, all right. Let's get updates from X. Let me see. Okay, let's go. I want you to listen. Let's listen to what Peter. What's that his name again? Randy Peter or Peter Aka. His real name is Peter Aka. You know, he analyzed this video from Abaribe. Abaribe actually asked a very, very somebody with boldness. He asked this question, and this is the core. You know, this is the time when, if people sitting in their hopeless and shameless Senate are not standing up to really ask this kind of question that Abaribe was asking, it shows that Nigeria is completely gone, completely gone. Now let's listen to what Abaribe was asking and what Randy Peter or Peter Aka had to say about that. Let's go.
President Tinubu, stop playing politics with the lives of Nigerians. Stop deceiving yourself. If you want to fight insecurity in Nigeria, you know what to do. If you cannot answer these questions where these senators they ask and to address this issue, you are wasting time and you are deceiving yourselves. Nigerians, listen to Senator Abaribe and then we speak.
The governor of Kebbi said that somebody ordered troops out and people were kidnapped. Till today, nobody in Nigeria knows what happened. And no question has been asked. And we are sitting down here as a parliament and we turn and we talk. Yet, somebody is responsible. If I'm the commander-in-chief, I will call the army commander in that place and the head of the army and say, if you don't get me the head of this person, who withdrew the troops to put all these children in jeopardy? Then you make an example of him. That is how a country is run. A country is not run on pacification. A country is run on confronting issues. I rest my
That
case.
is Senator Inayaha Kotabaribe from Abia South Senatorial District. The mere fact say waiting this senator they talk is not the current focus of the president and the current government, and not be waiting everybody for Nigeria they discuss should tell you everything you need to know about Nigeria insecurity. It is an economic investment and enterprise. The people where they benefit from them are not ready for it to end anytime soon. Stop wasting Nigeria's times and playing politics with the life of human beings. The governor of Kebbi State, who be APC governor, accused the military. He said they had DSS intelligence where they give military that there was a plan to attack that particular school. They increased and said they go get 24-hour security for the school. In fact, even one of the teachers who survived the attack, he grant interview, he talk say, on the Sunday night before the attack, armed security people come to school, they take pictures with the children. But before daybreak, for reasons best known to them, all the people who have been there as military and security officials, they withdraw, come out from the place. Barely 30 minutes after they come out, they attack the school, kill the vice principal, and carried more than 24 children. The same governor, Kebbi State governor, they accused of sabotage, and the question say, we want to know who ordered the withdrawal of security from that place. Yet the presidency, they quiet about them, and you are declaring state of security emergency in the country. Say make police employ 20,000, army employ this. Who are the children of politicians where they want employ go police? We hope say when our children all go there, the people where police want to employ. Is it about employing people or ensuring that there is no sabotage, that there is no infiltration of the armed forces or security agencies by terrorists for when so-called Operation Safe Corridor where they employ terrorists into agencies of government? You people should be ashamed of yourself. The former governor of Kebbi State, Mohammed Adamu Alero, who is former minister for FCT, he is the current senator representing Kebbi Central. The immediate past governor of Kebbi State, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, is the current minister for budget and economic planning for Tinubu cabinet. Yet it is not enough for the president to look into the matter and say, we want to know the commanding officers to be sure of exactly what happen, and let the Senate set up a parliamentary committee to investigate the issues where go on. Una they deceive on ourselves. Tomorrow Bayo Ononuga go consider they talk super story, say they call the kidnappers and they told them that if they do not, then they should release the people from Kwara. If they don't release them, they know the consequences. So what are the consequences of not releasing them? Now play una they play. Shame on all of you. Listen to the senator from Kebbi South Senatorial District.
As we keep saying, sir, we know who these bandits are. We know where they are. We know what they want. What is left for us to conclude? If we are going to do negotiation, do it and finish it. If we are going to fight, we'll fight it to the finish. What is the big deal? We know everything. Why are we covering? Why are we covering all these things? Why are we covering all these things? And I want to align myself with distinguished Senator Abaribe. Sir, the issue that must take precedence is who withdrew the soldiers from Maga Primary School, on whose instruction. The world want to know, Nigerians want to know, we that is particularly affected, we want to know, sir. Because if we don't get to the bottom of this incident will be repeating itself. Thank you very much, the Senate President. If we do not get to the bottom
of this, you are wasting your time and you are wasting the lives of innocent Nigerians. Waiting be the same allegation where happened for Yelewata, where they say military checkpoint was 1 kilometer from the place where they slaughter more than 200 people. What exactly did the officers there do? Waiting happened according to the investigation. You are declaring security emergency, but you are not ready to go down to fetch and find out what exactly is the level of sabotage within your own military. The same Nigeria military where go Liberia, go Sierra Leone, restore peace. How big is Nigeria where they no go fit fight? If you take out the sabotage and the infiltration from the military and the armed forces, look at the issue of the General Uba Muhammad where they kill and all of that, and you are sitting down here telling us that they should recruit 20,000, recruit 40. Hope say your children, they're the people where they go recruit to go stay for for police barracks will be like poultry farm. Make una dey play. President Tinubu, who ordered military to leave before terrorists go carry their children. If you cannot reach the conclusion, then you are deceiving yourself. All this issue they go on yet. Akpabio and senators that they plan to wear Ashwebi to go chop sumptuous dinner for their mama place. Now their mama be that as first lady don't invite them because Nigerian politicians ori buruku lenshe. If you want to fight insecurity, you know what to do. If you don't know what to do, the same way you told Jonathan, resign from office. You people have sounded too good for the job you have done. In the name of God, go. Una the wine bandits, una the wine terrorists. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
Thank you. Your name is Peter for Nigeria. You know, the truth is that very soon he will say his name is Peter for Biafra. I believe me. You know, very soon, very, very soon. This our brother will be so ashamed to add Nigeria to that Peter. You are a good man. You shouldn't have Peter for Nigeria. You are going to be, your name is Peter for Biafra. Anybody that is for Nigeria, Nigeria happens to them. Nigeria happens to them. I'm telling you. Now, there are so many videos on this page that I want to show you, but let me quickly go to the top, first and show you a video I just reshared now. Let me make I refresh this thing. Because I just shared that video again so that I'll have it. Now, you see this video you are going to be watching now. Live, it was happening live. These are Katsina State administrators or whatever you call them. Let me read the title. Now, the title here says, a video. Are you guys seeing it? Let me put it on this side so that you'll be able to see it. When you are adding Nigeria to your name, you are just adding a cost to your name. Remove Nigeria from your name. You are not Peter for Nigeria. You are Peter for Biafra. Or you are Peter for the oppressed people. You are Peter for the oppressed people in Nigeria, not Peter for Nigeria. If you know what Nigeria means, you will not add Nigeria to your name. I know what Nigeria and English means. I resolved within me that none of my son or my children will ever bear an English name anymore. That's why my son bears Biafra name, Nnamdi, an Italian name where he was born, Federico. My son's name is Nnamdi Federico Ajere. My son, my children, none of them will bear English name that affiliate with England, those that gave us Nigeria. Do you understand? So my identity has nothing to do with Nigeria or England. That's how much I hate Nigeria. So now, listen, my son doesn't have an English name. God forbid. For me to have an affiliation with English, English and Indian Nigeria. Now, here, this is a video. It says, a video has surfaced showing Katsina State lawmaker, Honorable Engineer Kandarawa, leading a mission into the forest to secure the release of 37 people kidnapped by terrorists. Kidnapped by terrorists in Bakori local government area. The rescue reportedly followed a formal peace agreement. Now, this video you have, I will be playing the video. That man hanging magazines on his neck is part of those that came for peace talk in Katsina. Now you have a lawmaker, Katsina State lawmaker, right there in the forest with a terrorist. So that means they know where the terrorists are. They know where they have kept their people they have kidnapped. Now, this negotiation will not just happen without money exchanging hands, because these terrorists will continue to buy magazines and continue to buy weapons. This is happening in Nigeria. Watch.
Chairman na karamar hukumar Bakori, Honorable Abubakar Barde, tare da sauran tawaga daga karamar hukumar Bakori, mai girma secretary na karamar hukumar Faskari, masu masaukin baki, babban kwamandan zaman lafiya, kuma shehin malami Malam Ishaka, tare da ainihin tawaga 'yan uwa Fulani da ke a wannan wuri, tare da dukkanin waɗanda muka zo wannan wuri. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To a yau ma rana mai kamar ta yau nawa ga wata?
Yawa. Asking that Jumo that went working for Nigeria because she has an international platform. And then Finland were paying attention to her. Now, I need her to also show Finland this video of lawmakers, live and direct, standing side by side, granting interview. The terrorist is there with magazine, and they are walking into the forest for them to release some of their kidnapped people. Not all the people they kidnap, because the amount of people you paid for are those that will be released. Are you following? Now what?
28 ga wannan wata namu na 11 shekara ta 2025 yau ma Allah ya halarta da mu a wannan wuri mai albarka.
If there's anybody that understands their language, you can come in or call us and tell us what they are saying. I'm just interested in the picture because I don't know what they're saying. But all I know is that this is a terrorist and this man is negotiation and he's granting interview live there with the terrorists, and they are going to release 37 of their kidnapped people.
A cikin karamar hukumar wani bangare na daga cikin karamar hukumar Faskari wanda ake ce Farin Dutse, kuma mun zo domin alƙawarin da su malam Isa suka yi mana cewa za mu aishi sauran mutanenmu na karamar hukumar Bakori. Saboda haka muna ma Allah Ubangiji Subhanahu wataala godiya, kuma muna son miƙa godiyarmu musamman ga shi dukkanin shugabanci na Fulani tun daga kan Alhaji Adamu Aleru zuwa shi kan babban kwamandan zaman lahiya Isa da dukkanin sauran shugabannin Fulani. Muna godiya kwarai dangane da wannan cika alkawari da aka yi. Wannan shi ya nuna ainihin cika alkawari da riƙon amana wanda muka riga muka ginda a tsakaninmu. A yau mun zo muna karɓar mutum 37, mata 17 da ƙananan yara guda 2, sai kuma maza su 18, wanda shi ya bada ƙididdigar 37, kuma daga yau kenan babu sauran wani ɗan ƙaramar hukumar Bakori da ke a cikin daji da sunan jiran kuɗin fansa ko wani abu makamancin haka. Saboda haka muna miƙa godiya ta musamman, sannan kuma muna son in yi kira ga ainihin al'umma, sannan kuma in yi kira ga ainihin ita gwamnati. Mala Isa ya riga ya bayani, ya yi shara kwarai kan abin da ya kawo wani al'amari, ba nan nake son in koma ba. Ni ina son in kalli gaba ne ta yadda wannan al'amari zamu zai dore. Muna fata al'umma da muke ta yi domin su, muna fata wannan zaman lafiya kowa zai zama ainihin mai sa ido a cikin wannan al'amari, domin ba shugabanni ba ne.
You have seen it. There's no need for me to be playing everything. You have seen it. Those are the terrorists and the people that they released. Now, I want to play this video. I don't know what this man said. They said the man is Councillor Ukonu Obasi. The British charismatic councillor has condemned the unjust life sentence of Nnamdi Kanu on the 20th of November. Described it as a joke expected from a failed state called Nigeria, and a call for immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu. Let's hear what this man had to say.
Hello, my name is Councillor Ukonu Obasi, based in the United Kingdom. I just wanted to make this video to react to the judgment made by the Nigerian court on Nnamdi Kanu, where the court found him guilty of terrorism charges.
Now, these are, before I will allow him to speak, these are videos that everyone that have brain, when they listen, and they listen to all those lawyers that are exposing the flaws of Omotosho and the question Nnamdi Kanu was asking. When you watch it, people like Alex Oti and all these people that are saying they are going for Nnamdi Kanu freedom, you must have these things at the back of your mind. You are not going to beg for Nnamdi Kanu. You are going to tell them, look, for you to remove this disgrace from you, release Nnamdi Kanu. Release him unconditionally. Not, you don't need to beg. Ask them, what is happening? Are we part of this country or not? So why would this kind of a thing happen? And then Nnamdi Kanu is simply asking, where is the law? Show me the law. Where is the law? And then, because we say, okay, they have done the sentence, then open the appeal for him. If you don't want to release him unconditionally, then open that appeal. Let him go to court so that you will prove. And then, proven at the appeal court will squash that thing again. And Nnamdi Kanu will walk free. Walk free. That's what you are expected to do. You don't have to, continue to do that. What is it? For how long will you stop showing all these nonsense videos and work on how to defend your land? This is not your problem. Your problem is to raise fund, defend your land. If you miss one, understand me. I'm sorry. Who is this fool? Raise fund. How many fund have you given? Raise fund and defend your land. You say you are Ugochukwu, Omema. How many fund have you given us? Don't you know how they raise fund? They put everything. How much have you given for the fund? You are talking about nonsense video you are showing. How many fund are you giving now? Come and give the fund now. If you know that fund is important, and then why are you coming here to make that content? Yeah. I need to go to Facebook and block you. That's what I should have done. But let me play this video first. After playing this video, I'll go to Facebook and block you. All right. Now listen, these are the videos you should pay attention to before you go and say you want to start begging. Because Nnamdi Kanu does not need anything begging for him. They should apologize to him, not begging. You understand? This lawyer is in the UK. This is a counselor. That means he is part of UK government and he is also a lawyer. Are you seeing it? Look at it. Counselor Ukonu Ubasi. You understand? I think he introduced himself. So let's allow him to do that and then we'll play other things.
Hello, my name is Counselor Ukonu Ubasi, based in the United Kingdom. I just wanted to make this video to react to the judgment made by the Nigerian court on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where the court found him guilty of terrorism charges and sentenced him to life imprisonment. And I want to say this. It is wrong. It is very wrong. First of all, you have no jurisdiction to make that, to try the case in the first place.
I see this man is not a Biafran lawyer. He's a counselor in Britain. He's telling you this same jurisdiction issue. This same issue of jurisdiction. First of all, you have no jurisdiction. You see that these things are very important in law. You have no jurisdiction.
And I want to say this. It is wrong. It is very wrong.
Very wrong.
First of all, you have no jurisdiction to make that, to try the case in the first place. One, this is someone who was illegally detained, right? So you detain someone under the guise of having done something, and you found out that where he committed the alleged crime was outside of your jurisdiction. So by your own admission, this alleged crime was committed in the United Kingdom, and you're alleging that you have jurisdiction to charge someone for crimes that they committed in another jurisdiction that you have no power over. Second, okay, there's already a judgment that that shows that you tried to assassinate this person when he was a ward of the court. So there's a judgment against the Nigerian state. He did not jump bail. He escaped an assassination attempt. And in doing so, Nigeria broke international law to go to Kenya to abduct him, carry out extraordinary rendition to force him back to Nigeria against international law.
Are you listening?
And you cannot therefore have legality on the back of illegality. So once you have a situation where you've already broken the law to bring someone illegally into Nigeria, you don't have any basis to put that person on judgment. And then the crimes, the crimes you're even using to judge him on is one that you repealed. The Nigerian court repealed the very laws that they're charging him with. So how can you charge someone with a repealed law? It's not possible. It's not practical. And to cap up the hypocrisy of it, you have a country that is negotiating with terrorists, paying ransom to terrorists, cuddling terrorists, integrating them into the army, and saying that these people who have committed heinous crimes against the Nigerian people, against the Nigerian state, that these people should be free. They're allowed to be free. They enjoy money, wealth, protection, even from the Nigerian state. But someone who simply demanded self-determination through referendum for people who have been marginalized and continue to be marginalized, you're saying that you're going to sentence the person to life imprisonment. The world looks at Nigeria and it's a joke.
Oh!
It's a mockery.
The world looks at Nigeria. It is a joke and it is mockery. So how can you be a governor or a parliamentarian in that country and you allow that joke to be on you? The world looks at Nigeria, it is a joke and it is mockery. Please repeat it again.
The world looks at Nigeria and it's a joke. It's a mockery. It's sad. It is unfortunate. But at the same time, it is not unexpected because we know that Nigeria is a failed state by every definition. And it is behaving this way because it is a failed state.
Yes.
If it was a country that had legality, you wouldn't have a situation where this process was the joke that it is, a kangaroo court. If you had a sane process, you wouldn't have the victims of NSAS still being prosecuted. You wouldn't have no person sanctioned or punished for the massacre that occurred in October 2020 in Nigeria. You wouldn't have months and years of killings, kidnappings going on from community to one community to another, and nothing is being done to address it. You wouldn't have that in a sane society, and politicians still parading themselves as some kind of authority and legality in a country that obviously has failed in its responsibility to protect the people. So that is where Nigeria is. But the more they do this, the more they make the case for Biafra. The more they make...
Are you listening to that? The more they do this, the more they make the case for Biafra. That is why when PM spoke to us today, he's telling you that the case for Biafra is getting more fruitful for us, that things are taking shape for us. And he told you where to be. CRC, that is the only ear that he has, the only heartbeat that he has. That's why today nobody can boast or brag, tell you that PM spoke to them or PM came anywhere close to them. Rather, what they're doing is that because they know that they have nothing to do with the freedom of Biafra anymore, they are now lying to people, telling you that PM is a saboteur, that PM have betrayed. Can you imagine that? Can you believe that? That Ogenkere will tell you that PM have betrayed. A man is said, my boss, why shouldn't he tell you my boss have betrayed? Sodi Akbarawa, reading it, telling you that PM have betrayed. Ngozi Orabu Fulani, telling you about November 29, when he lied to you already. The same Ngozi, the same shameless Ngozi that Chineke will punish. The same Ngozi that lied to you and told you that this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is telling you, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was coming to disrupt the convention. And that Vam was planning to cause confusion so that police and everybody will come. You remember? Do you think we have forgotten all those things? I have the videos. Maybe tomorrow morning, I will do a kind of recap to show you some of those videos. So that some of you that will come on my comment section today, you know that I don't pity. I'm not petting people that come to deceive. If you come with sincerity, that you are coming back to the house where we belong. No matter how far you have gone and you come back, no problem with you coming in to join this house for us to do the needful. But when you come with insult, will come with lies and deceit, I swear to God, me, Vam, I go swear for you. I will lay a curse on you. I will block you and I will block your destiny if I have the possibility to do that. You understand me? The more they are doing that, the more they are making the case for Biafra. And I love it that a counselor in the UK is the one saying this. The more they are doing this, the more they are making a case for Biafra. The last time I checked, I don't think this is one of our legal practitioners or anyone close to Biafra redemption.
Nigeria is. But the more they do this, the more they make the case for Biafra. The more they make the case why no sane people would want to be associated with such nonsense. They make the case for Biafra. They are the ones who demarcate Nigeria more than anybody.
Hey! They are the one demarketing Nigeria more than anybody. I am telling you, the Nigerian government are demarketing Nigeria more than me, more than Apologise Nnamdi Kanu, more than Simon Ekpa. They are demarketing Nigeria more than anyone else. I'm telling you, more than anyone else. They are demarketing Nigeria. Nigeria is valueless. Nigeria is bunkum. Nigeria is worthless, completely worthless. They are the more demarketing Nigeria.
Nonsense. They make the case for Biafra. They are the ones who demarcate Nigeria more than anybody. The Nigerian government is the one that demarcates Nigeria. So, it is unfortunate, but it tells us exactly what we need to know about Nigeria, and even more reinforces the case for freedom for Biafrans. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know you, but I just say thank you. There's another video I saw. I think I need to play that one before we go to sleep. This one is a video where people are showing you that the terrorists came with helicopter. Breaking news. Fulani terrorists use helicopter and vehicles and motorcycles for the abduction at the Catholic school children in Niger State. AIT reports. Let's hear the, oh, I don't know that I have the video time to play.
You have to join it from Mina to
listen to this AIT.
So far, no group has taken responsibility for the abduction, nor has there been any communication as to the demand for ransom for the release of the children and teachers. Traveling to Papiri in the Aguara local government area from Mina was another journey.
For you to get to Papiri, where the abduction incident took place, you have to journey from Mina to Zamari here in Birni Yauri. It will take about 6 hours. Then you cross over to Roya, and from Roya you take another vehicle. If you're going to Aguara, from Aguara to Papiri, it will take another 30 minutes.
At the school, it was a sorry sight to behold at the premises of the St. Mary's Catholic Primary and Secondary School, Papiri, when parents and loved ones of the abducted 239 school children and 12 teachers staged a protest with a free flow of tears, lamentation, anguish, dashed hope and wailing that filled the air. Some parents who had 4 to 5 of their children abducted could not hold back tears to speak to the camera, but said they only imagine what the children who are between the ages of 6 and above are going through in the hands of the terrorists. Such a view was held by 35-year-old Samson Najaja, whose 15-year-old son was abducted. According to him, he was a victim of kidnapping in 2021 and knew what he suffered in the hands of the terrorists who refused Naira as ransom but Sefa currency. Therefore, he could only imagine what the children are going through. A teacher, Martha Matthias, whose husband was abducted along with the children, narrated how her 5-year-old daughter saved her from being abducted.
When I took my baby, my daughter now wake up and saw them. She shouted, She now followed me. When she came out, she saw her daddy lying down. She now shouted, "Why your daddy?" She wanted to go to him, and I said, "Hold on, just come." They say if she did not go back, they will shoot her. She refused. They now put gun for her here that if she did not keep quiet, they will shoot her now. She said,
how old is your baby?
5 years old. She said she must follow mommy and daddy. From there, one of them now asked me to go back and stay with the children.
Both the principal, Felicia Gyang, and the head teacher, Blessing Amodu, narrated their ordeal.
We had bangings on our gates and the children wailing, crying, and we heard voices saying in Hausa, meaning that we should pack the children and get money. We were there until after maybe there about 4, we heard a kind of a helicopter hovering around, and we were not sure who was in the helicopter.
Helicopter?
Like we were afraid, probably they were even bandits, but we didn't know, like, so it hovered for some minutes. I'm not sure it was up to 30 minutes, no. Just hovered around and...
Are you hearing it? Helicopter was hovering around and kidnappers were kidnapped. So that helicopter is kidnappers using helicopter. Are you listening?
At a certain point, we didn't hear it again, so that was how it was. But then, the helicopter came after we heard them driving off. They drove off, we heard the sound of cars, but we couldn't tell how many cars were there, and bikes. And they sounded so many, overwhelming, that we couldn't tell about the numbers.
I'm very sad that the children up to now, they are not yet back. All I'm pleading at this moment is for the government to please, and all those who are touched by this incident, to please look for ways of how to rescue these children back to us and our staff. That is all I'm pleading for at this moment. Nothing more than that. They should release them and bring them back to us.
The Catholic Bishop of Kotangora Diocese and proprietor of the school, Most Reverend Bulus Yohana, expressed optimism about the safe rescue of the children and teachers, saying the school serves over 50 communities within and outside Aguara local government area.
So I'm calling on the federal government and the state government to do whatever it takes to bring them back. Because many of the parents, in fact, we have already recorded 2 deaths, 1 man and 1 woman from different families who are affected by this incident that happened. So the more these students are away from their parents, the more the situation, especially the parents. It's a pity that many of them, we can't contact them, we don't even know the real situation that they are.
As we speak, till this moment, no communication whatsoever has been established between the terrorists and the school authority. The parents are hoping and can only hope. But the question is, how long will this hope continue, as their hope continues to burn out till the government come to their aid? Zachary Omale, AIT News, Papiri.
Oh, credit to AIT for that. Are you seeing it? Oh my God. Let me show you the video I really wanted to play, and I want to show you what someone was saying. Did you people know that Reno Mokri, this one is another video, maybe we'll talk about this one in the morning. Reno Mokri and all those people that were campaigning for Tinubu, they are now what do you call it? They are now ambassadors. Okay, I want to play this video. Let's hear this video. Nigeria is damaged and it cannot be fixed. I don't know who this guy is, but he actually said, I will not mince words. He actually said it the way it is. This, if you have not come to the conclusion of this from this man here, if you have not come to the conclusion of this, then you are daydreaming. This is the conclusion where Nnamdi Kanu arrived at. This is the conclusion where our Prime Minister arrived at. Nigeria is condemned. There is no mekpatarism. Nobody, nothing can fix Nigeria. This is coming from, I think, Odudu one man. He dressed like a Yoruba man, speaking, and I want you to hear him. I don't know his name. Let's hear him.
Nigeria is damaged, irreparably damaged, and it cannot be fixed. I will not mince words. Nigeria is damaged, irreparably damaged, and it cannot be fixed. I will not mince words. Nigeria is damaged, irreparably damaged, and it cannot be fixed. I will not mince words. The only thing that can fix Nigeria is a reset. You can interpret that however you want to interpret it. The reason being that you have a country that have consistently elected the worst of us to lead the best of us. It's not that the best of us aren't interested in governance. No. If the best of us, if they came out today running for office, we, these same people, will abandon them at the polls. He'll probably get his one vote. That is if the card reader even acknowledges his fingerprint. We will encourage these thugs, these fraudsters. We sing their praises. We chant their names. We forget that these people don't have your best interest at heart whatsoever.
I don't know. I need to look for this full. I need to look for this full podcast. It's a podcast. I don't know if I will have time to look for the full podcast so that we'll play it and have a time. There's an interview that this Adeola, is it Adeola? Yes, Adeola did. That man, she interviewed the last time. She interviewed him again, where they made a revelation, a lot of revelation about Shekau. I would really need us to listen to that interview. Where's that interview? Well, I would really need us to listen to that interview if we have time. But meanwhile, I want to close with this music. I wanted to play it in our town hall, but I couldn't play it. I know it will have some copyright, but let's just listen to it. It's an old school, but it's very, very touching. For joining me tonight. It's been a long night, over 2 hours and a half. By the grace of Chukwu Kabiama Premenire, I'll see you in the morning. But remind them that Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't be apologizing to Nigeria. It is Nigeria that should apologize to Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is not asking for any pardon. Nnamdi Kanu should be set free unconditionally. If you fail to do that, it means that you are trying to heap up more troubles for yourself. And in the future, it will backfire. So that freedom must come from Nnamdi Kanu, and it is very, very important. And for those of us that heard our Prime Minister today, we can see there is a very beautiful horizon for us, and that Nigeria will lose, and Finland will apologize to him eventually. Yes, they will, because all these things that are happening in Nigeria, it is a win-win for Biafra, and it's a win-win for our Prime Minister. Thank you for joining me tonight. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow. Catch you soon.